automatic man yun. Ba't ganun?
Remember when we knew, staying up all night, thinking where we go to feel alright. I guess we used to know what it'd be like to never be alone. Thinking about it now, don't know where I've been. Driving all the time, down every dead end, lighting up the dark on every road. When we see the stars shooting through the night, we're burning, don't know where we're going, so we just keep counting all the paper. Through the night, we're burning, don't know where we're going, so we just keep counting all the paper.
Tuti ka nga. Sana. Okay, Victor.
Hello, hello. Welcome to the session 3 of our webinar for today. And by the way, this free webinar is especially brought to DMBA 501 and DMBA 502. So to start with, let's not keep the audience waiting or our listeners waiting. Let's have our Publicity, Promotion, and E-Program Chairperson, Ma'am Myra P. Paradero, MMHRM, to introduce our next speaker.
Good afternoon. Thank you, Doc Jet. This afternoon, I would like to introduce our second speaker. She is the president of the Association of Negros Producers. She is the co-founder for Azatri Souvenirs Incorporated, a company of almost 30 years who institutionalized Bacolod Mascara Souvenirs as a year-long marketing theme and has set the standard of souvenir products in Bacolod. Her company is consistently the ANP Negros showroom's top grocers for almost 2 decades before the pandemic. founder of Azatri Garments Manufacturing, one of the pioneer in t-shirt and apparel manufacturing in Bacolod. She has been sitting on the board of ANP in various capacities since 2010 and is now the ANP president since 2019. Her topic this afternoon is all about business resilience, how micro and small businesses survive the pandemic and ease into post-pandemic recovery, the ANP experience. Let us all welcome our dear second speaker, none other than Arlen A. Infante.
Hello, good afternoon. Good afternoon, everyone. Can you hear me?
Good afternoon, ma'am.
Good
afternoon, ma'am.
Good afternoon, ma'am.
Good afternoon, ma'am.
Good afternoon, ma'am.
Hello.
Yes, ma'am, you're audible po, ma'am.
Am I? Can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Yes,
Ayan.
ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Good afternoon, everyone. Maybe I think I'll share A&P presentation na lang. Can I do that?
Yes, sure,
While
ma'am.
while I talk about A&P, I will just share PowerPoint pictures. Can I do it now?
Yes po,
Yes
ma'am.
po, ma'am.
Nag-choppy ko. Am I
may-
choppy?
No, ma'am. No, ma'am.
Uy. Miss. Still choppy.
Okay na po, Miss Arlene. I
Ayan.
already made you the co-host po, Miss Arlene, so that you can share your PowerPoint presentation po.
Okay. Good afternoon, everyone. I am Arlene Infante. As I was introduced, the founder of Azatri Souvenirs in Bacolod. So we are like a 30-year-old company. I had a business. I founded the business even before graduating from college. So we were still in college na we already have this business. And we were not able to be employed by other people. So since day one, we are self-employed until now. I'll share the A&P experience. Have you heard of, how many of you heard of A&P, Association of Negros Producers in Bacolod? I hope you've heard of Negros Trade Fair, Negros Showroom.
Yes, Doc.
Uh,
Yes, sir. Yes,
yeah.
ma'am. Sorry.
Okay. So I'll just share our the Association of Negros Producers is the operator of the Negros Showroom. So A&P itself is like 36 years. We are the one of the longest surviving association in the whole of the Philippines. What sets us apart, being an association, is that we are multi-sectoral. So unlike other associations, usually they're just like coconut producers, food producers. A&P has like eight sectors. Here's A&P is a multi-sectoral organization whose objectives are to represent, promote, and lobby the interest of the small and medium-scale producers in the Negros Island. So it includes Negros Oriental. So we have members from Negros Oriental. The Association of Negros producers, had over 90 producers belonging to 6 various sectors: gifts and houseware, furniture and furnishings, food, natural and organic, fashion and garments, tourism, and agriculture. So, A and P, we
Arlene,
have this, yes,
Miss
Miss?
Arlene. So sorry to
Yes?
interrupt your discussion po, but can you expand your presentation po, Miss Arlene, so that it can be visible po, it can be bigger,
How
if
do I
it's
do
if
that,
that's okay.
Miss?
If you go down below po, Miss Arlene, in the bottom right of your screen, beside the 70% text, to your left,
Okay.
oh yeah, to your left, like there's like a small square beside the 70%, and then you just click on that po, Miss Arlene. Bottom right of your screen.
Bottom right. There's no bottom right. Right.
There is like a bar there, or you can click
Sorry,
F5,
sorry.
or you can click
Um,
F5 po. F5 can
okay,
be
this
found
one.
in your,
Uh, this one. Is that what you mean, Miss? This one, ang ano, Zoom? No,
no miss,
hindi to.
the tapad lang sa 100% po, Miss Arlene, daw on to the left side of that, 'di ba may square, tapad sa may book daw may square. Yes, that one.
Sa ano, sa screen sang ano, sang Zoom.
Ma'am, you may also press F5.
This one.
And
This
the
one.
upper keys.
This one. Is that it, Miss? Or no?
You can go to your keyboard po, Miss Arlene, and click F5. Okay, that's it po.
Ayun.
Okay.
This one.
Much better po, Miss Arlene. Thank you so much po.
Okay, I'll go back. So A and P, as I mentioned earlier, so we have this, currently we have these various platforms, because aside from internal, we also have our own external engagements. So we have this one. Sorry, I'm not. Okay, so we have we started our external projects with our engagement in the Our Food program. Our Food stands for optimizing and upscaling roles in the food supply chain. The program aims to improve the income situation of micro, small, and medium enterprises along the supply chain of food through the implementation of market-oriented training and qualification program. So our external engagement with our started with our food program. Then it was followed by We Trace. So We Trace naman was in partnership with the German Foundation, establishing traceability. It introduced the digital platform that teaches our local farmers about sustainable agricultural methods, safe food production, and fair trade. It is an information system which is the farm directly to the market. So these programs already, and we are now into these continuing projects. We are in partnership with the OST and CES, Community Enhancement through Science and Technology. So we are the program implementer. So we already implemented the program in Kabangkalan. Right now we have the one in ED Magalona. So, and this year it's a yearly program. So every year we have different engagement, different community that we engage in. And we also have this Balik Salig program. it started last year, and the provincial government will be continuing this program for the next 3 years. So they already funded this project. This is the Balik Salig program, a community livelihood in rebel cleared area. So this is a pioneer program funded by LCAC, local NTF, ending local communist armed conflict. We've made a headway in the rebel cleared areas of 3 pioneer places here in these are mountain areas, by the way, and very inaccessible. It's in hinterlands of Hinubaan, hinterlands of Himamaylan, and hinterlands of Cadiz. The Balik Salig program, we are trying, ANP in its own capacity is trying to develop program to 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 train the community to at first what we did, we surveyed the place to look for materials, ang mga indigenous materials in their community, like the banban, tikog, and we also we studied how the community uses these materials, and ANP in its capacity, we tried to develop the material itself. Short, we have this community in Himamaylan. The community used to have a 1,000 pesos, 1,000 pesos per month family income. That's how poor the community is. They were so isolated. If you go to this community from the municipality or the city of Himamaylan, you will trek for 7 hours. And if you access the place from Negros Oriental, you will have to ride the military truck for like 2 hours until the jump off. Then you have to walk for like 2 hours. So it's really very remote. But ANP, we have to go there. I went there to really see for myself, to engage with the community. Okay, so this community of Madaha used to have a 1,000 per month monthly income. But because of our intervention and because of our platforms, the Negros Trade Fair, we were able to book for them last October. We were able to book for them 500,000 worth of orders sa ila na tikog na banig. So, and hopefully with this project, we can replicate this in other gidas. They call this in the parlance sa province, gidas, geographically isolated something na mga places, very wala gid access sa road. So this is the Balik Salig program. And we also have the Negro showroom, which right now is also an OTOP hub. It's the only privately held showroom that is being used an OTOP hub by the DTI. So it's we only not cater to our members, but we cater, we are trying to be inclusive. We try to cater from the OTOP producers that DTI are trying to help. So eventually, we are hoping that these producers will level up and join the association as individual producers. We also have the Bugana Market at the ANP Hub. This is the Bugana Market is the retail platform for our agriculture sector, because these are fresh produced. So our agriculture sector, that's the latest sector of ANP. It was they were integrated during our food program time, and what the association did to these communities, we gave them gap certification. We give them gap certification trainings. Gap means good agricultural practices. So it has traceability. Everything about the operation can be traced. So that's a gap. And their farm, in their farm they have their own toilets. For to avoid contamination, the pets cannot roam around in their farm, and they cannot. This is just sample of how we do GAPA, and they cannot wash their produce in the river because it's open for contamination. So every GAP certified farm of our farmers, they have their own water supply na not contaminated. And we also have a partnership with our Balik-Salig program. Since these are in the hinterland communities, we also partner with the USAID, US Government Global Water Strategy for water management, wherein they just piggyback with us sa mga communities namon, so that it's not only ANP who will intervene in the development of the community, but everyone, all the NGOs are welcome to come with us and give their support to this community. Like what happens in Madaha and in Maato, Pinhinubaan. We partnered with I Hear Foundation, where they went there and they gave out glasses, nila ang mga ears ng community. There are volunteer teachers also in their own capacity. Nagakanto sila sa community namon, and they give literacy lessons. Kaya you know why these communities, because they were so isolated, when I went there, it's 99 to 95% are illiterate. So, and they're very willing to learn. The purpose at first of these teachers was just to teach the kids. The kids are not going to school because it's so far. But ang mga parents, the fathers and the mothers, nag-join sila sa lesson because they're also very interested to learn sa literacy. And ANP also has an online store. The online store was started in 2021 because during that time we were still in lockdown, but our members are, one of the things that we did, because everyone's devastated by the pandemic, no? We cannot just rest and wait out the pandemic to So in 2021, what we did, we launched the online trade fair here in Bacolod. So in partnership with other logistic companies. During the first day, sa amon nga pag-open sa online store namon, ang sales was like 700K. So I think the entire duration ang run sang amon na online trade fair in 2021, I think we reached almost 3 to 5 million siguro. And it was a really so it was a big help sa mga producers namon na I will tell you the story of ANP later. I'm just following my slides. Excuse me, miss. How do I change my...
You can click next Miss Arlene. So there are like next button or an arrow to the right, like pointing to the right. You can click on that in your keyboard po, Miss.
It's not working.
Or you can click on the slide itself po, Miss.
Wait, isa. It's not moving. Wait, Lisa. My slide is not moving. But can you hear me, Miss? Tara. Okay.
Yes, Miss. You're audible po, Miss.
Okay. So, here's the sector members of the Association of Negros Producers. So we have the food sector. These are the ones nga naga-process. May mga like mga verges, ang mga pasalubong, ang mga process na mga pastries, canned, bottled food. So food sectors. Sila, we also have the garments. Garments, we also, from garment sector, one of the oldest sector actually sang ANP is garments. Kaya they were the pioneer one before in the 19 during the 19 mid 80s, 90s, early 90s, dabo kami exporter because the export market was really good during that time. So we have the garment sector. Mostly these are exports. We have the fashion accessories. We have the gifts, furniture and furnishings, agriculture and tourism sector. So the tourism sector are the muna silang nabilong sa mga pasalubong na mga products. So t-shirts, novelties, things like that. Okay. So this is how ANP started. You all know naman na in the early 1900s, Negros was the sugar capital of the Philippines, and this gave way to the term bala mga sugar barons arigidi sa Negros. But then it peaked in the 1940s to 1970s because of the sugar quota to the US. But then on the early part, I think of 1970s, the quota was lifted, and that's the start of the downward spiral of the sugar industry. So in the 1980s, it got so bad that most of the planters abandoned their farms and went to the US. So ang nabilin nila ng mga tao had nothing to eat. It was the time that Joel, the kid Joel, with he was very bones and skin and bone lang siya. He went viral even before the viral thing in the internet sa magazine to ya. And so he came to represent the hunger in Negros. And pero there are still those nga planters with their housewives na nagkalabilin diri waiting it out here in Negros. And it was in the 80s, I think 1985, when 5 Manila-based Negrense women formed a foundation nga naghimo sang first nga Negros Trade Fair sa parking lot dito sa Makati. Then after that, the purpose was to help their the workers back here in Negros. So what they did, kay mga nami man to sila mag-design, they have ideas because they are well traveled. Naghimo sila handicraft. So so sila mismo ang nagbaligya dito sa parking lot. I think that was in parking lot of Glorieta o basta somewhere in Makati. So it started there. It helped in some ways sa mga tao din nila na nabilin sa Bacolod kay it started the handicraft culture here in Negros. So eventually Governor Bitay Lacson gave them, this group of women, gave them a showroom, permanent showroom sa isa ka, I think, old building here in the Capitol compound. That was in early, I think, mid-80s na siya. So before the pandemic, ANP was really very successful. No, we were able to sustain ourselves. We had a showroom in Lacson area at the time. We were really doing doing good before the advent of the Kultura, of other pasalubong stores, bala, because we were the only store, we're the only pasalubong store here in Negros. We had a showroom in Lacson. We also had a showroom at the time, Dungan, in Robinson. There was also a time that we also have one in SM. But the SM showroom was given to us on temporary lang na basis, but during that time we were very proactive, no, kung may chance lang ang amon na management to have to have another showroom in other places. Usually A&P make it happen kay having more retail areas means more sales to the members. So we even had one in Iloilo. If I remember, kay nag-offer ang Mega World. I don't know if that I forgot if that was Mega World. Nag-offer ang Mega World sa amon na very cheap na rent. And we also tried, A&T also tried to have a showroom in Iloilo, but we had to eventually logistics, kabuday na sa logistics, kamahal to have, another one sa pihak na isla. So we had to give it up. Okay. So during when pandemic came, we almost collapsed. We really had nothing. Before the board of A&P, we were just strategic. So we have a management office. We have an executive director, finance manager. We have all sorts of staff to do all the things for the members of A&P. When pandemic came, we found out that our liquidity gali is ang liquidity namon was just enough lang nga gina-rolling every month. So we never thought that the pandemic will come. And when the pandemic came, we only was able to sustain the showroom, I think 1 month lang. After that, wala na gid kami kwarta. So we actually thought of, so we closed the showroom. We closed our showroom in Robinson. It was sustainable, but it was sustainable for us for the longest time, but ang overhead namon to grabe kadako. But at that time we were not worried kay sustained man siya. But then when pandemic came, we had to close the A&P showroom in Robinsons. We also had to close our corporate office diri sa Lacson. Then everything piled up, ang mga balayra namon nag-pile up ang mga kadabo kami gali arrears. We found out nga kadabo gali sa mga balayra sa A&P. And the new set of board, kami ang natupaan sa tanan-tanan na responsibility. But thankfully, ang mga our what do you call this? These are not tenants, ang landlords and then ladies namon, they also give us a little consideration. So what we did, we made ayo na to stagger lang anay ang mga arrears namon. So we had arrears pati sa mga money sang producers. Kay what we did, we thought that the pandemic will only last like a month. So what we did, ginunanay namon ang mga staff ng A&P, gin-assist sila na financially and everything. Only to realize eventually nga wala gali madugay pa ang pandemic. So what happened was that we were talking the board nga, what now? Do we close it after 36 years? Do we close the A&P? And we cannot let it we cannot let it happen na in our term we will close A&P. Though it's like no way. No way that it will happen in our term. Doesn't matter if it's pandemic or not. Basta, hindi kita mag-surrender. So that's it. We have nothing. We were reduced to a small office sa likod sa ngamon ng old office sa Lacson. But we never stopped. We had one during the pandemic. We had one staff lang nga nagasigi lang communicate sa members, nagasigi lang buttons, calls, things like that. Kag kami naman yung board, since wala na kami management team, ang board na lang acted as a collective board, collective ED. So we just bring our talent into the table kung ang imo na forte, you bring it to the table. So hopefully one of our board is mayo siya sa financials, mayo siya sa auditing, mayo siya sa accounting, and some of the boards mayo sila sa networking, amo na. And it was a desperate move during the height of the lockdown gid na siling namon, anyway, we have nothing to lose. We wrote the governor, Governor Bong Lacson of Negros Occidental. We told him now, since there will be no Negros Trade Fair in 2020, that was in 2020 kay because of the pandemic. What if the budget, kay usually ni sila mo si province, kuan sa amon, sponsor ni siya sa Negros Trade Fair. What if ang sponsorship ni Negros Trade Fair hatag sa ANP so that we can build even a small structure with just a roof and a floor and very very basic lang a structure nga kay earlier in 2019 the provincial government gave us usufruct na 1,000 square meter na lot dito sa kilid ng Capitol. So anyway, we got more than we hoped for from the provincial government. So they gave us actually 5 million na funding for a building to build in our lot sa kilid sa kilid sa Capitol. So what we did, the board decided na we cannot waste a single cent of this 5 million. We have to build a building using every peso of this 5M. Kay siling namon, it will never come again na may mahatag sa amon money to build our own structure. Kay dugay-dugay nag-wish ang board sang ANP for the past 30 years. Gina-pray sang ANP na tani may ara kami amon building with a showroom, ara dang amon corporate office and everything. But this time gingaan gid kami. So since dabo sa board namon architecture graduate, architect, what we did para makasave kami sa architect, we save like 450,000 sa professional fees and kami na lang nag-design sa amon structure kag we just got a contractor. So instead of the usual standard na I think we can only build like 250 square meter for our budget, we were able to double the floor space of it. Kay kami na lang nag-design sa amon building. So that's how we got the ANP hub, our own building where we have our own. We transferred our office. We have the training center, and since it's a 1,000 square na building, we still have enough space sa kilid to build Bugana market. So I think God is really good na we were able actually to build Bugana market for our farmers. So it's an open structure. It's concreted. It's really nice. Galing kay wala gid ko pictures ang the entire Bugana na structure. it was realized through our external engagement because ANP is a partner with these other organizations. Of course, in return, ang association may ginagaan man sa low management fee nga jutay. So that's where we get our extra funding to build all these structures for our members. So ang bugana market naman niya, since our farmers cannot have their produce inside the showroom itself because it's aircon, kasi siyempre dry goods nila, yeah. So bugana market naman niya, it's a different platform naman niya for them. Whereas in the showroom, the members, the display, then we get a certain percentage from the sales. Whereas in Bugana Market, it's an open space. We have booths for the farmers. So ang farmers naman niya, they rent sa ANP on a daily basis. So ginasukot lang sila. Though sa mga central market lang bala, ginasukot sila yung daily lang sa staff. Kaya parang hindi daw bugat sa ila. So, do hindi nila mabatyagan nga they are renting actually. So, it's like 200 a day. But it's a big help. So, for the farmers naman, what they did, they come from one place like in San Carlos, in Kabangkalan. So, they take turns bantay sa ilang So, what happens is that it's a true farm to retail platform. Kay sila nagidya mismo, wala na sila middleman. Kay amo na before we intervened, amo na ang lamen sang mga farmers, kagamay-gamay lang gid sang ginahatag sa ila sa farm gate price kay of course mga middleman na yeah. And sang sila na when they were the ones selling their produce themselves sa ANP, it's direct. So from their farm, they sell it retail directly to customers. So so far happy gid sila sa amo na ang setup. And so here we are after the pandemic na. So this is the interior of our showroom, the Negros showroom and the Bugana market. So these are the farmers ang Bugana. Mga farmer groups ni sila. So damo ni sila nga farmer groups actually. So our platform at the ANP Hub for the members, physical, we have the ANP showroom for the dry goods na sector and the Bugana market for the agriculture sector. And also the virtual, which is when we launched the virtual last 2020, naguntat na kami anay sa pag-NTF namon sa October kay we were so busy because we are trying to relaunch the website, but it's under the Shopify na platform. So it's a good platform actually kay we partner with logistics company. So hapos lang. So what usually what happens is that ang amon gid nga market gid nga target is really the market in Manila. So ang shopnegrostradefair.com namon when we do a marketing effort, ang target market namon is really Manila kaya dito gidya kami dabo customer. So amo na akon may mag-click sa amon na website, diri na gina-fulfill sa Bacolod. Mahambala yun sa mga members namon na okay, you have an order here. Pagkatapos idalo ng ila na product sa showroom mismo, dito i-pack, dito i-pick up sa logistics company kag i-deliver. So everything ang payment platform, it's all there. It's may GCash, my card, ara na yan na embed na iya sa Shopify ng platform. And so this 2022 we had the Negros Trade Fair. 2022. Sa 2021 we had the virtual trade fair. And sa 2020 gali wala gid kay it was lockdown gid to ya, what lockdown 100% sa 2020. So 2021 we had the virtual trade fair amo na siya ang sa Shopify but naga-carry over man siya sige lang na siya ang amo nga virtual. In 2022 we did the Negros Trade Fair in Glorieta. So, and we called it, ang amo na slogan was Hidlaw. Kay of course, na Hidlaw, people are really nahidlaw gid sila sa NTF. So far, for the past 36 years of the Negros Trade Fair, this is so far the biggest in terms of revenue. Ang 5 days na revenue sang mga exhibitors, I think we reached almost more than 39 million. But this revenue wala na ang ANP. It all goes to the producers themselves kaya naga-rent sila sa booth. So it's another platform of ANP ang Negros Trade Fair. Kay kami ang naga-stage sina. So, and this event is also it's the one and only retail platform sa mga iba namon nga members kay what they do, they will produce for a year and just to sell it for 5 days sa dito sa Glorieta. So that's how people miss the NTF. So hopefully tuloy-tuloy naman again ang NTF. And we are also happy because this year ang city is finally giving it full support also aside from the province and also all the LGU. So I think in 2023 it's going to be bigger. Ang problema namo sa 2023 basi hindi kami kaigo sa Glorieta, but it's going to be bigger kay we are now being inclusive to anyone from Negros. So even LGUs gina-accommodate namon kay happy man ang mga LGUs kay they also have their own sales like I think ang LGUs ang Cadiz and I think Bago they sold like more than almost 500,000 na mga uga nila kag mga produce man sa mga constituents nila. So that's NTF for you. And some of the pictures, this recent picture ni siya sa 2022 Negros Trade Fair. So amo na siya subong ang amon to na mga booth sa Glorieta. And one of the platform also sa ANP to its member is the Bulawan Award. So this is an annual product design competition intended to encourage our members to innovate. So if you become a member of ANP, you have no choice but you have to join the Bulawan Awards. So wala man siya sanction. There are years na may sanction but depende na sa management. But we really encourage our members to come up with innovative product every year. So it's also a trade fair man ang amon nga Bulawan Awards. Kay aside from the Negros Trade Fair, aside from the Negros Showroom, part of the task also of ANP, responsibility of ANP to its members is to look for additional platforms para nga ang mga member of course happy man kay there are members nga ang product nila wala naga-thrive mismo sa showroom but ga-thrive sa mga trade fairs. There are members nga wala sila gidya naga-focus diri sa Bacolod nga market but in Manila market. So amo na we as an association we try to look for other platforms for our members nga para magaan gid sila tanan-tanan sa chance. And so actually kadamo sang mga best seller sa Manila nga mga products sang amon nga mga members na product mismo sa Bulawan Awards sa competition. So these products na innovate nila became also like ang icon man sang ila man mismo nga brand. So it's so this year naman Bulawan Award will commence naman liwat. Okay, so that's Bulawan. So I think that's about it. That's about my report. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Miss Arlene.
Ma'am Irene, can you speak for your product, please? This is Gina, your friend.
Okay, Miss. My own company?
Yes, please.
Okay. So
you have still time.
Yeah. Okay. For myself, I started my company when I was still in college with a capitalization of 100 pesos. So we were in architecture school then. This 100 pesos we bought. I had a partner. We bought. So in a way, sa 100 pesos na we are 50 pesos each. Kaya duha kami mo. So we bought isa ka brush, isa ka t-shirt, and isa ka brush, isa ka t-shirt, kag isa ka paint. And when we graduated, nakalabay kami sa by the way, ang 100 pesos gali namon in 1 month's time naghimo 5K. At that time in 1990, 5K was really big, as in we really felt very rich at that time. So in 1 month's time nag 5K nga mo ng kapital ng 100 sa friend ko. Pagkatapos nag-join ang may nag-join sa amon ni duwa ang at that time ang boyfriend ko kag ang iya nga sister. Well, anyway, to make the long story short, when we graduated, nagsigi kami sa sa t-shirt na mo. At the time the t-shirt was hand painted pa. Then it was so na ang isa namon ka partner happened to pass by the Negro showroom, the A&P sa Lacson. And she inquired how to be a member of A&P. So she told us na okay, these are the requirements if you are interested.
But pagnihi ko naglupot to dali ingid. Sorry.
Okay.
Just go ahead, Miss Arlene. Go ahead, please.
So amo to siya nag-join kami sa Negros Trade as a A&P. So by the time when we joined A&P, duwa na lang kami bilin sa ako na boyfriend, and well, he became my husband eventually. So when we joined A&P, we really didn't we didn't expect nga magsigi-sigi sa business. But then when we joined A&P, it so happened na may dako sila, they have this big fashion show na event, and na gusto nila nga i-highlight namon ang amon hand painted shirt. So nagbira-bira naman kami ubra, and to make the long story short, why na kami kahalin sa A&P. So we were able to do all our business permits, I think in 1995, kag we finally joined the Association of Negros Producers in 1995. And by I think in 3 years after, kami na dayon ang bestseller because we are into souvenirs. So at the time, souvenirs gidya ang kwan. So we since I think since 2000 until before the pandemic, our company is the best seller sa Negros showroom. But aside from that, we are also into all the pasalubong stores in Bacolod, sa Bongbong, sa Mercy, sa Vergy, sa mga hotels. So it's just part of the marketing effort man sa amo na company because we learned everything from A&P. Because when you join A&P, you will be given all these training sa entrepreneurial na training. So you will have access sa mga DTI, you have access to everything. So there was even a time na A&P nagapahulam ang A&P at the time money for capital. So I remember our first loan sa A&P was 20,000. Nag-loan kami 20,000 para ikapital namon kay I think mamaskara. So what we did, of course you have to put up collateral. Wala man kami, we had nothing then. We were just first out of college. Ang amo lang gid worldly possession at the time, ang mga mountaineering equipment namon. So what we did, gid-endorse to namon, yung collateral namon, ang mga sleeping bag, backpack, hiking shoes, pati mga Swiss knife namon, para lang nga kami. But in principle, malaging lista, malang to, wala man gid check sang A&P because of course, we paid man for everything. We paid for we paid it all ang amo na loan sa A&P. So that's how we started with A&P. Now when pandemic came, since we are in the tourism sector, the moment there are no planes nga malapag sa airport, that's the moment na you have no business. So, that time na pag-lockdown, wala kami income. As in, zero income gid ang amo ng company. And to make matters worse, we had, we are paying for an amortization sa amo ng factory. Kay, we just built our factory, I think 3 years ago lang. Oo, then we are still paying for it. So may mga amortization pa kami na sa factory namon. And I really don't know, but we were able to hurdle the pandemic. During in 2020, wala gid kami ubrahon. There's really nothing to do. And we also planted our garden with vegetables, but no, we cannot grow vegetables actually. So and nag-uso ang Facebook, nag-uso ang mga online selling. So one day, nag-research ko since ari lang kami sa balay kasi kami garden. One time my sister-in-law said kaya ari sila nag-quarantine. Nag-ano sila for the first I think 3 months dili sila nagupod sa amon kay para na garden kami and everything. My sister-in-law said let's make munggo sprouts. At sila ko sige okay, I'll do research. Pagkatapos I made munggo sprouts. So I loved it. Pagkatapos and another time si nangayo pag siya liwat munggo sprouts. So I kind of got hooked into producing munggo sprouts kay every time lain ang result and I can get obsessive with it kay especially na for me it's a technical thing not because it's only weekly lang na siya gadako mo so do na challenge ko bala. So nag-research ko ginanto ko ang Facebook. They sell everything, all sorts of vegetables, all sorts of produce, all sorts of food. But nobody sells sa Facebook, sa online, sang munggo sprout. So it gave me an idea so that I have something to do. What if tanan everything baligya sila all these things kita mabaligya sa wala so ginabaligya sa internet which is the munggo sprout. So amuna that during the pandemic I founded the Farm to Urban Farm. So that was in 2020. Yun naman do may light bulb moment, ano ko na yun, kuhan ko din sa DTI, register ko din sa DTI. And since kadako na sang investment ko sa time ko, sa paminsar, wala how to make the perfect munggo sprout, we told ourselves na we have to get something from this. We have to make it make the business grow the best business, because I see it has potential. So what we did, we started with one restaurant, mangkot naman ng restaurant, if you have a need for munggo sprout. And they said, yes, we have. So to make the long story short, eventually we were producing and delivering and supplying ready to cook na munggo sprout sa mga Asian restaurants diri sa Bacolod through sa amon nga farm to be nga company. And it has potential. Kadako sa potential niya kay we were able to get a staff dayon for that. So I hired during pandemic pa to I hired like 2 ka staff to help us with the munggo sprout production. And our munggo sprout, I'm proud to say nga ang munggo sprout namon is not like the usual munggo sprout that can be found in the market. Ours is proprietary na technology. Kay kami gidya sa husband ko ang experiment kag nag-discover sa amon nga style of growing it. We can grow 3 inches of it in 3 days time. So it's really very fresh. Kung mag-deliver kami, it's ready to cook. Ang amon nga mga clients, wala na, nakuhaan na siya isang gabot. So until now actually, but sadly, during Mascara, sang this one, sa pag-October, nag-open, ang economy, our outlets nag-demand na sa amon nga to come back and replenish all the stocks sa mga outlets namon, especially sa bongbongs kag sa mga Mercy. So ginbuyan na namon ng munggo sprout, but the farm to products, like naman siya, damo naman product ang farm to mo, like it has now, may coffee naman siya, may ara naman siya mga basta damo na siya, may mga may mga bottled na siya nga mga brands. Anyway, I will go back to it kung magtauhay ko. So, well, the farm to aside from giving us during the pandemic a small income, it was not like the income that we get from our usual business, but it saved us in a way. I think it saved us mentally. Ang nag-save ang farm to sa amon nga mental health, because during the time na wala na, we have nothing to do, hindi kami kagwa sa balay, we were so busy actually figuring out the tauge, figuring out the production, making it efficient. Now we really didn't have time na to think about how devastated our industry was during the pandemic. So wala lang, naglabay lang ang pandemic na daw kami naglabay ang pandemic na we were just tired all the time. Kung kapoy katulog ka na lang pagkaga, grind naman liwat kay we were so obsessed. Actually, once ka ma-obsessed ka bala sa obsession mo nga to make the perfect sprout. Kaya I'm very I'm proud to say nga ours is the most Instagrammable munggo sprout in Bacolod, hands down. Wala pa na ako sa nakakita mo na. Well, anyway, amo na siya. And when our outlets in last year 2020 asked us to come back to our nga mag-replenish sa mga stocks namon, nagbalik naman kami liwat sa Alsat 3. Amat-amat, but during this time subong we've learned a lot from the pandemic, and now our operation is actually very, very lean and very, very efficient. Before dako-dako gid ang usik sa extra kadamo ko staff, kadamo sa gasto, kadamo sa mga unnecessary na mga purchases sa business bala. But now though every capital na magwa sa imo matter. So though if anything i-spend mo kinahanglan mo gid ibalik tanan niya efficiently ang imo na kwan in terms of ROI. So that's I think in a way ang pandemic for ANP it was a blessing actually for the association because of it na may kami nagka-engage kami sa mga external projects namon like ang sa LCAC where we really found the true calling of the association in terms of advocacy is to ang pag-train sa grassroots nga bisan gali ang grassroots wala sila literacy bisan hindi sila kabalo magbasa pwede japon sila tudluan and they are very willing to learn and amo lang gina ang amon nga daw namian gid subong ni bala sang amon nga what happened after the pandemic. And of course, we have a new building sa ANP, we have a new Bugana market. And kadamo-damo, nagidya subok actually, isang knocking at our doors sa ANP, nga gusto mag-partner sa amon. So, they actually, in a way, ang trust bala sa industry for ANP is there. And that's, I think, amo na ang one of the things na we got, no, and we acquired because during the pandemic we had no admin staff bala to work for us. So actually we were able to have this engagement because kami ang sa board ang naga-istorya gid kay wala man sa may istorya kami gid naga-engage sa mga customer kag sa mga gusto mag-engage sa ANP. So I think one amo na ang isa gid ka nakuha man namon sa pandemic. And for me personally for my business for the farm to and Azatri, I had to decide in close ko ang akon Asastri garments manufacturing. I had to close it kay it's not efficient nang the production cost is really it's if I have to produce it here in Bacolod, very very expensive because of the ang culture lang gid sang mass production diri. It's not worth na sigihon kung gid ang production ko, so kuha na lang ko outside sang ako ng mga supplies. But I had the farm to which is I've always wanted to have a company that a company na commodity naman yan na about the food business. And kadamo pa sang not only for the tauge, pero kadamo pa ko sang na-innovate na products out of tauge for the farm to and hopefully I will have time na by this year makatutok na ko. And for Azatri, we are slowly going back but with a change na ang structure namon we had to change it pati ang amon nga I'm in talks with our accountant how to which is kung gid ang it used to be a company so right now I'm into gaano kami sang akon accountant kung how do we go forward from the pandemic kay kadamo pa sang mga things nga inog plancha because wala kami business for the past 2 years. So amo na siya. That's the story of ANP and the story of my life. Thank you.
Thank you, Miss Arlene.
All right. Thank you so much, Ma'am Arlene Infante, for that a very insightful talk. I am sure that all participants have learned so many things from you this afternoon. All the experiences that you have shared will be very useful as we venture in the field of business, especially on upscaling roles in the food supply chain and, of course, your very own A&P. At this juncture, it's now time for the open forum session with our guest speaker. Participants, you may now ask your questions. Please make sure to click the raise hand button for you to be acknowledged. Once you are mentioned, kindly unmute your microphone and introduce yourself from what institution or organization you are from. Other participants can also make use of the chat box to ask questions here in the Zoom meeting room. Okay, so we have our very first question, Ma'am Arlene. Actually, this is from my classmate on the MBA, Documainen Lubugin, sent via Facebook Messenger. Ma'am Arlene, your first question is, what advice can you give to those aspiring micro entrepreneurs who are planning to put up a business this year, considering the inflation and the economy of our country?
Okay. Okay. So if you're micro and small, what you do usually is if you're planning to put up a business, you have to be registered. So you have to register ANAI sa DTI, which you can do that online. You have a choice there. You can register it as though local siya bala and may ara man siya though regional kag may ara man siya national. So ang imo na siya if your business, if you're planning your business eventually to grow it nationally, nga mali ano mo sa bilog nga Philippines, so you register it nga PH, but then you have to pay extra. So if you want to start small, pwede malang na siya nga do city level lang, which is like do mga 300 pesos siguro. Then before you go to the mayor's office, you go first sa DTI physically and get a certification from DMBE, Barangay Micro Business Enterprise. DMBE is a certification from DTI na gives you a new businesses, new small businesses, sang tax incentive. It can actually make you be exempt from paying minimum wage, especially if ang tawo mo jutay pa lang like 2 less than 10, and ang imo na asset has not reached yet 3 million. So amo ni siya ang first gid nga himuon mo para na ma-legitimize na ang business mo, pero do hindi ka bala hindi ka ma-overwhelm nga ay kadamo-damo sang ano ni sang requirements, kadamo sang galastuhan. If you want to do business, you have to legitimize it first kay though it's like ano bala thinking big na from the get go. Kay you are planning na gid nga i-ano mo na i-grow mo na.
Yes, thank you, Ma'am Arlene. We have our next question in the chat box from CSR, Joseph Allen S. Oman. Good afternoon, Ms. Infante. It was the pandemic era where terms like resilience and continuity became the talk of the business world or even in the educational institutions. With proper resilience and continuity management systems in place, businesses, be in micro or small, can achieve several positive outcomes. His question is, or are, why do business continuity and resilience matter? What is unique about the members or customer service strategy of A&P?
Okay. You know, in business, especially in the advent of online, all this information and everything, what you have, especially if you are old, if you are an old business person and you have an old company, what you have is brand. So yes, so do not let go of it. So ang himuon mo, sometimes you can wait it out, but do not let go of your brand. Kaya that's ang mga tao actually, the reason why the Negros Trade Fair was very successful this year, and with our theme Hidlaw, is because they really missed our brand, the brand of ANP members. Bala, when you say, what is the brand of the ANP members? Namit mo pagkaon, di ba? Amo ginato ginabalik-balik nila sa
Yes,
ATF.
ma'am, I agree.
Yeah, oo. So, for Asia at ANP, we never thought of changing anything. We capitalized on what we had before the pandemic and sustain it and revive it. Ano mo siya? Gaan mo siya dugang o oxygen. Because you will be surprised how people will remember you na despite everything, despite the pandemic and everything, they will remember you, ay, ari pa ni siya gali ho. So, she must be good na she's still there. Bisan wala ka na asset, bisan wala ka na product, but for as long as you still have your brand, push na lang na iya mag-ubra product. Just hold on to your brand. And I think most of us sa ANP, amo na ang natabo. Ang iba namon nga mga producers nga nami-nami sa mga products nila is like mga bags nga mga nami-nami, mga pang-export quality. They also went into food during the pandemic, nag-online sila. But since nga nag-open na again ang economy, I think they are planning next year na to go all out naman, relaunching their brand. Pero wala gid na nila yagin ang ilang branding. So I think amo na if you have a business bala and you have may na ka na, may na I think may na ano mo na siya, na sustain mo na ang business for 3 to 5 years. Don't let go of it. Don't let go of your brand. You can pwede mo ya maliwat ang imo business permit, maliwat mo ang business business name mo, but ang imo nga brand, don't let go of it.
Yes, ma'am, I truly agree with you because as I have learned previously on my degree, branding is very important.
Yes. So,
because not only it is what makes a memorable impression on our consumers, but of course it also allows our customers and clients to know what to expect from us, from our business. Di po ba, ma'am?
yeah. Oo.
Yes.
And
Yes,
yes.
ma'am.
No, let me add. I think that's how the Negros Trade Fair branding is very effective during this time. Kay even the Manila people, even the other trade fairs in Manila are asking us, what have you done? Amugin niya why this kind of nga dabutang mo gid tawo yan nagkadto sa Negros Trade Fair na to think gani malang na ang ginadala namon, it's the same piyaya, the same products that we used to bring before the pandemic. But I think really it's the it's the nostalgia of it's the nostalgia itself of the Negros Trade Fair, where people and family come together and reminisce things. Though it's sort of naanda na nila nga do dira sila ga reunion actually and to eat, just eat. So we have customers sa Negros Trade Fair nga goes there every day just to make tambay. Matambay lang dinadaya sa Negros Trade Fair. So that's how effective the Negros Trade Fair branding is. And to think that it's 36 years, so it helps, I think.
Thank you, Ma'am Arlene. We have several questions popping up on our chat box. Next question from Malay College of Jing D. Salamero. Good afternoon, Mrs. Infante. Do you have a plan to expand your company in the nearby province, not only in Negros?
Actually, before the pandemic, I had items, souvenir items in Boracay, in Dumaguete, and also in Iloilo. But sometimes you have to, as a business person, you also have to consider if bigger is better for you. For me, the pandemic gave me this valuable lesson nga it's not always about how big your revenue is. It's always about how efficient your profit from your revenue.
Profit.
So yes, so used to be dagko-dagko ang revenue namon, pero dagko-dagko man ang amon nga overhead, dako-dako man I mean, ang everything, ang direct cost, indirect cost. So, right now, kung sa ano pa bala, the pandemic and subong, we ginalantaw ko na gitanan, kung sa diin lang ko na area, very efficient ang akon nga business. And dira ko ma-start growing again. But I do not discount the possibility again nga mag-expand ko liwat outside of Negros and Bacolod. But when I do, siguraduhon ko na it's going to be worth my while, worth my time.
Yes. Thank you, ma'am. Someone is raising her hand from Malay College. I think it's Hannah Eunice. You are acknowledged, ma'am.
Yeah.
Kindly unmute your mic. Okay,
Good
thank
morning.
you.
Good afternoon, ma'am. I am Hannah Eunice Flores from Malay College. So my question is, what is the secret behind of your success in your business, and what is your advice to those people who wants to pursue their dream business?
Okay. Okay, since we did our business, we founded our business while we were still in college. I think one of the things that I'm good at is really resilience and medyo may obsession kay ever since because our product is into kami mga t-shirts, mostly design oriented mga products namon. Our obsession really is to make the best quality, the best design. So the way we do business, secondary na actually ever since secondary na sa amon ang money. Kay when we started our business, we were still single. So at the time, why kami sa ginaulikdan, why kami sa ginasagod, wala kami sa tanan. So we were able to experiment, we were able to improve the product. Kaya ang amon lang gidya is we try not to compete with others na ara na. So what we do is we try to look for something na wala pa sa market. Kag kami lang ang pwede makaubra sina. So that's also what I did with my tauge. So even sa amon nga branding sa 3, for the longest time na ari kami di sa Bacolod, ang tanan-tanan ha. I'm saying this gidya kay it's a fact. Ang tanan nga mascara t-shirt diri sa Bacolod, gina-benchmark ang design sa amon nga design. So ginasunod na lang na ila. There was even a time nga ang gaysano kag ang mga dagko di nga department store ga-order sila sa China using our designs. Kaya tiara malay sa internet na search mo malang. So, well, what we do is why na kami pang away kay like if they use our design and sell it for 99 pesos. Why na kami na mahimo? Kay ang amo niya nga design is we sell it for 400, 300. So, ang kabalo gidya maglantaw sa quality and everything. Hindi man sila na magpati nga it's from us, di ba? So, we are always step ahead from our competitors. So, if they start copying this particular style sa amon nga design, maubra na kami na dayon new 3, 4, 5 new designs. Kaya para hindi kami nila malagas. Kaya amo lang ginaay ang amon na it's in the ang talent lang gid namon sa design amo na. Kaya everything else pwede nila makopy but hindi nila makopy kaya ang idea namon nga always ahead kami sa ila. So amo na bala. So and if you have a product to sell and if you have a business, number one, Gidya, I think you have to remember is the quality. If it's food, or any product, it's quality. Kay let's example lang. There's this buyer before to di siya. They wanted to order from us butang tabi 1,000 pieces. 1,000 pieces of shirts at amo nga price sample. 1,000 pieces gusto lang nila 100 pesos. So sa 100 pesos be kun batunon gid namon ang ilang nga order kag iano gid namon obrahon gid namon sa ila gusto nga 100, ang amo na lang ginaguro nga man net sa kada t-shirt is 10 pesos kay because budlay mo ma'am ang t-shirt mo and everything mo gamay-gamay lang na iya sa imo margin laway-laway pas ang imo nga iobrahon nga shirt kay because it's only 100. Whereas siling ko instead nga usekan tag energy ta ubra 1,000 shirts kag ihatag sa ila nga 10,000 lang ang nga 10 pesos lang ang ibo nga ganansiyahon which is like 10,000 pesos 100,000 bang imo ginansyahan sa 1,000 shirt maubra na lang taya 100 t-shirt you sell it for 500 pesos with profit margin of 50%. So diin mas less ang imo nga effort na kundi mobra ka na lang isang nami nga item sell it to the rich. Do not sell it to the poor, sell to the rich. Kaya ang rich ya mo na yang mabakal sa imo nga produkto. So in a way mo na yang that's how we imagine who our market are like for our t-shirts, it's more expensive than the rest. But if you like me, if I have to buy a t-shirt for a loved one back home, syempre kung palangga mo gid tao mapakasig gid sa the best yan shirt for her or him, then you will buy something baratuhon para sa mga ano mo lang sa mga kasambahay would that be or ano. So there's always be a market for us and there's always be a market for those nga lain naman niya ang ilang target daw mo na bala. So do not worry, just always differentiate yourself gid and as much as possible if you can make the best product that you can sell to the rich at a more expensive nga at less effort mas better.
Thank you, Ma'am Arlene. You really have a bright mindset when it comes to business. Thank you for those ideas. Next question, Ma'am Arlene, is from my classmate, from my DMBA classmate, Doki Meriche. Not all businesses have innovated and adapted to quickly changing conditions, though many have and in the process have gained market share. Not everyone will gain from the anticipated economic upswing. What guidance or advice do you have for these business people or associations?
Actually, what you do is if you are not very sure that your company can ride the upswing sa kay because nag-open na again ang economy, you just have to look at your numbers. Actually, it's the numbers of your company that matter. So for me, since numbers is not my forte, so I would suggest Gijaya nga you get someone like an accountant, na friend mo or anybody nga knows numbers, ipakita mo and you ask advice kung diin ka nga area nga pwede ka diin ka pwede area maka-save, diin ka area pwede nga lie low anay. Kay ang sa business naman niya, if you are kung business mo i-establish na kag ara naman niya gadlagan na ang lang gina eventually sa imo is that ang mga expenses mo kag ang mga expenses mo kag ang mga overhead mo wala naga-add up. So for me, it's very important also to have somebody nga kabalo maglantaw sa numbers mo kay para nga maka-advise. And let me add sa ANP because during the time gidya nga damo-damo gidya kami nga nagsinulod nga damo-damo balayran kag nabutang tanan sa lap namo ng responsibility sina kadamo-damo kami sa nidiskubrihan mo nga wala gali na bayran wala gali so may mga times pa nga gulpi lang ang amo ni accountant na napatay or what na bala nga wala sa So because one of our board is a former, I think you nakaagi siya auditor, she's also a garment exporter. Sumayo siya sa numbers. So she acted as our finance person. Siya ang nag-advise amon kundi in kami, hindi anay pag hindi nanay pag i-bayri diri tanay unahon until eventually na bisan despite the fact na at the time wala gid kami kwarta, I really didn't know, pero nabayaran na mo ng mga utang sa ANP. Because of her, nga kabalo siya maglantaw sa numbers namon. Nga kung diin kami pwede ka amuni, diin kami pwede ka amuni. So, yeah, it's really very important man nga if you cannot understand your accounting, if you cannot understand your bookkeeping, get somebody who can and mapa-advise ka. Kaya it's kung ara ka na da sa level bala nga na-establish mo na ang product mo pero gali ang hindi mo pa yung na-establish gali akong ang operation kag ang mga numbers mo wala ga add up. So I think that's the next level na sa business. Get financial advice sa nakabalo.
Ma'am Arlene, we have participants from Aklan and then Leyte and NCR. So would it be okay if I understand you're a Negrense and for us Negrense we really love our language.
Okay.
But alam mo ba Miss Arlene, they're so curious about your product. They're looking forward to see the t-shirt, to see the souvenir items, to see the sprout. Yun, parang ini-imagine lang nila ngayon yan.
So you can we have a Facebook page. Look up the Farm to Read in Facebook. The Farm to Read. Actually, the Farm to Read, my Farm to Read brand is already registered with the IPO. So registered trademark na siya. So
what about your souvenir items?
Right
Ms.
now,
Arlene?
Azatri Souvenirs, the Azatri brand is still pending in the IPO. I really don't know what's happening, pero another suggestion is if you think you love your brand, you love your it doesn't have to be that you have a product. Just register that brand. Para nga it will be yours. It will be yours na. So Miss, I'll talk in Tagalog, English, not
Yes. Do you have samples with your t-shirt and your souvenir item, maybe in your laptop? Or some, I do not know.
Well, I can share they can look up Azatri Souvenirs in Facebook and the Farm to Read.
Okay, that would be good. Okay, yes. That would be good. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Doc Arlene. So that is participants. That's Farm to Read, right, Doc? Ma'am Arlene. And so the Farm to Read in our Facebook. Okay, so we have questions again in the chat box. Ma'am Arlene, good afternoon, Ma'am Infante. First of all, thank you for these insightful discussions as well as your dedication to your company po. As for my question, ma'am, aside from Manila, are you planning to build or expand your ANP Negros showroom not only here in the Philippines but globally? Since it can be a good way in the tourism industry to be globally competitive and showcase the products from Negros.
Actually, some of our members are already doing that. We have access because we are in partnership with DTI and all other organizations. We can, our members actually, if you want to sell in Amazon, you want to sell abroad in the US, in Europe, we can direct you, the association can direct you to the right people. Kaya we have access to all these organizations and agencies, ma'am. So as for the ANP showroom, we did try before to have one in Iloilo, and there was another, like two months ago, there was an offer to us to have one in Manila. But the thing is, because it's an association and it's non-profit, and the nature of doing business in Manila, which is really the overhead, we opted not to take up the offer, even if it's free, free for the first year ang rent. Because we run our numbers, and it will be hard for us to sustain just from the commissions lang sa sales, because we are the association, nag-ano na siya, the association gets the operational cost from the commissions from sales. So that's you also have to run your numbers. Yeah, sometimes you have to pass from opportunities, even how, and but individually, some of our members are in Amazon and because we have there are companies from the US who who uh, uh, yes, also with us.
Okay, thank you, Ma'am Arlene. Actually, that question was from Raiseline Siigat of Malay College. Next question is another from Malay College, from Baraka Nathania. Good day, ma'am. A very interesting story of yours po. So since ANP is one of the longest corporations who's still operating in the Philippines, as you said, my question is, what's your thoughts when the corporation is slowly fading the market, and how you improve the management after all the struggles of finances sa team during pandemic, and what's the inspiration why it is still running in the industry?
Okay. Okay. Well, during the pandemic, we had nothing. We had to really make kapal our mukha. No, we had to. Like what I was saying, we wrote the governor. We wrote the governor that to give us a building, because we closed our showroom in Robinsons. We closed our office. If it's possible lang we really had no expectation whatsoever, but we were given more pa. So that's the thing about being an association, being an NGO. It's a collective you can't you can't uh, you can't rise from the pandemic by being alone, ikaw lang. But if you are part of an association like ANP, may ano kayo, you have this, may leverage kayo. You can say that there's like 60 companies, and in this company, there are like 60 times 5 family members. That's how many? That's 20,000 people relying on these businesses to rise from this pandemic. That's why you have to help us. So I think that's what happened to us. Our appeal got heard by the provincial government, got heard by our partners, and because of the stories also that the stories we told about us, about Negros, about our products. That's the reason why we were able to gain back uh, our customers. So and one more stories sell. If you're planning to go into business, have a nice story to tell. So something like that.
Thank you, Ma'am Arlene. Noted po lahat yan. Moving on to our next question, another student from Malay College, Angelica Flores. Good afternoon, Ma'am Arlene. Most retailers share the goal of driving more foot traffic and continuing to bring shoppers back to the stores. But there's a second hurdle inherent in that goal. My question is, what good are more customers if you aren't making the most of your in-store sales? Let's say a retail sales tip.
Okay. So in ANP, since since stories sell, we capitalize on that. The reason, okay, why you should come to the ANP showroom to buy your souvenirs, because it's 100% made by small micro, women-led enterprises. So, and the products are really good. So it's like giving your customer a hint na why buying from your store or buying from you is better for them, is better for their well-being, for I mean feel good ba? Parang it will make them feel good that they are in a way helping women-led micro small enterprises of Negros. At the same time, the products are really very good. So that's how we are trying to sell the ANP showroom as a retail platform.
Thank you, Doc. I thank you, Ma'am Arlene. Another question from our classmate in DMBA, Nolly Diaz. Hello, Doc Nolly. What risks and sacrifices does such an enterprise demand, and is strategy generate sufficient profits and growth?
Actually, when you go into business, there's this business curve. They say when you put up a business, it will rise. Of course, expect it to rise. Then it's going to peak. Then after peaking, it will go down. So it's part and parcel of having a business. You even the mga corporations, even San Miguel, even Globe, even these big companies, they go through phases like this also. So do not expect na if you put up a business and it's thriving, it won't go down. It will eventually go down because why? Of course, maybe people is got too familiar. They saw something new. They want to try something new. So if you notice in big companies, when the business starts to dip, it's either you sell it in its at its peak, or uh, inject it with marketing, inject it with something new, so to give it additional life, to make your customer notice it again, and make it more appealing to your customers again. So when you go into business, expect that all businesses will have this phase. Ang graph niyan parang ganito, parang it's a wave. It's going to be a wave. No business, walang business na isang ganun lang. No, it's gonna be a wave. So it's up to you kung if it's going down, it's up to you. You're gonna sell it, you're gonna stop it, or you're gonna inject more capital, get more financing for it, and because you believe in your brand, you can still revive it. So those things just those things are given and constant sa business.
Absolutely. I agree good po. Next question, ma'am. I think we only have last 3 questions left in our chat box. Good day, ma'am. How you handle the management after the struggles during the pandemic po? Then what advice you can share to us na pwede namin ma-apply in the future?
Okay, during the
That
pandemic.
is from, sorry, ma'am. That is from Nicole Jen Vicente.
Okay. Okay. So before the pandemic, I used to have all this everything, even at ANP. We sa ANP lang na sample, na example. We used to have a lot of staff because it's embedded in our constitution sa sa ah what do you call that? Sa parang constitution ng association na you have to have, dapat meron kang finance manager. Under that finance manager, meron kang accountant, meron kang bookkeeper, meron kang marketing manager.
Bylaws, ma'am.
Yeah, parang something like that. So, all this, we have to abide by the rule of the association na ganito. Even if we were bleeding. We were bleeding na because we have grabe dami-daming staff ng ENP. And for the retail naman, the retails part namin naman, we had to, because we had this rule na uh, every sector display will have its own merchandiser. So dami naming merchandiser. Then pandemic happened, everything crumbled. So wala na. When we rise from the pandemic, the retail area, the showroom now is being manned by just 3 people. When before it was manned by like 15. So our management, we used to be manned by like how many managers? Dami-daming managers. Ngayon, we don't even have a manager. But still, we realized that it still can, it still can, it still can perform. It still can survive. Sometimes we just have to go through these things. Bala nga, our fears. Bala, we used to the board before, we used to fear that we won't, wala kaming executive director. Usually every organizations, every NGO talaga, you have to have an executive director. So fear talaga ng association yan before na wala kaming board, wala kaming executive director, wala kaming finance manager. Then when the pandemic happened, nawala naman na silang lahat. All these things gone, and we had to take over. Kami na yung ano na lang muna, nag-act as a collective na the board. But then we were able to survive, and because of it, we realized that we really don't need all these other things, all this other stuff. We only this ganito lang, ito lang. So we came out of the pandemic leaner but stronger. So ang dami rin naming kasi sometimes if you are an organization, parang you are bound bala by the rules of that organization na you have. Na may mga nakaano ko, but it only took a pandemic to break these rules and see it for what it is. So it was really a waste of a lot of resources before the pandemic. So dami naming learning sa pandemic actually.
And you survived the pandemic din po, ma'am, especially on your business venture.
Yes po.
Congratulations sa inyo.
Thank you.
Another question, ma'am, from Malay College of Abto Norjana. Good afternoon, Mrs. Infante. Thank you for your message and giving us ideas about business. My questions are, what is the most effective marketing strategy you did? In addition to that, what is the best advice you would give to those students who wants to start a business but didn't take business class?
Okay. Okay. Like you, I had no business training. I was a student of architecture. The reason I was not able to get to practice as an architect was because I got into business even before graduating college. So we were just lucky that we got to join the Association of Negros Producers. There, we learned everything sa mga seminars, like the basic of costing and pricing and everything. And for the thing that very for the current generation, for the present generation, is the social media. You can create anything, you can make any story, and you can create any brand from scratch because of social media. When I made the farm to read, I only had like 10 pesos worth of bungo. But the first thing I did was I designed a nice logo, a nice backstory. The story is really, the story was really true, It was true. And I put it out there. So I made a page, I made an Instagram, and you have to make use of boosting. This is from experience Iniya. I was able, Asatri Souvenirs is beside the point. Kay Asatria is really 30 years na siya. But all the things that I learned as a marketing, I applied it to the farm to read. So I applied everything. It's like an experiment on my part. I use social media to grow it. I use social media to tell its story, and I use social media actually to boost it. So I just spend like 50 pesos per day to boost, and you have to learn where to boost it. Kaya sa Facebook, there's these things na you can boost this in this particular place lang, in this particular neighborhood lang. So try to experiment with it. Kay when you boost, in my case during the time when I boost it in this particular place, my orders for the tauge will actually surge. And to the point na uh, I can't serve the orders na. So I was very careful not to boost it na anywhere lang, because well I will be swamped with orders, and I can't serve it all. So use social media and do your research how to maximize. Right now there's TikTok. I have not yet checked TikTok because I have not yet seen TikTok. But they're saying now that TikTok is very effective also for marketing. So there's also Instagram. Instagram naman, yung peg ng Instagram is like parang social yung dating. So yeah, so there's also Facebook. So but then the engagement naman in Facebook is malaki. Malaki yung engagement sa Facebook kasi Filipinos really is into Facebook. So you have to make use of it, and you try to the ano sa social media kung anong yung uso. If you have to dance, you dance, basta hindi lang bastos, or just to give your product a boost, or just to get your message across. But remember if you are into business, you're all young now, if you are into business, separate your personal life to your sa business life mo. And kung businessman ka na, it won't, you can never sa social media, you can never say nga separate ang imo na personal account sa imo business account. So you have to behave in social media if you have a business na. So don't be bastos sa social media, don't rant. Those are not business like. So you have to remember that your behavior sa social media, your personal behavior is a reflection of your business page. So be careful with that. Kay ka-turn off, usually nga you have this, you will be known as a founder of this business. Pagkatapos in your social media, ang dami mong inaaway, ang dami mong rant, dami mong oversharing, personal, everything, di ba? So yeah, you have to behave. Kung may business ka na, you have to behave also.
Thank you, Ma'am Arlene. Another question from Geraldine A. Loza of BSTM4. Ma'am Infante, thank you po for sharing your experience. I just want to know, ma'am, when you were just starting, if you ever had or did it even cross your mind to stop, especially when there were problems that caused stress. So we have an idea. Thank you po, ma'am.
Oh, actually, personally, I love challenges. So the more that my business is being challenged, the more that I will work really hard, and the more that I will do mag-innovate, the more ako mag-innovate. So that's just me. I don't I don't have surrender in my vocabulary actually. I know this I know, for as long as I work hard, for as long as I am trying to solve a problem, for as long as bisan even if I apply the solution and it fails, apply the solution and it fails, eventually I know that one of the solution to this problem will eventually succeed. So do not don't don't ever don't ever give up. You can always what's the term, reinvent your business, reinvent yourself. But if you think that you have the right business, just like what I was saying, hold on to your brand. You can like me, like maybe Azatri, I'm tired now of doing t-shirt, I'm tired now of doing something. Maybe eventually I will make Azatri into like high-end na mga dresses or high-end na mga suits. The important thing is my brand for 30 years has the recall. May recall na siya. So you example ha, Jollibee bought Greenwich. Greenwich was like ano lang ni siya before. Greenwich was like ano lang ni siya parang maliit na stall under the stairs of the buildings. That was like maybe in college days ko, Greenwich was like that. But because Greenwich has been around for so many years, that's why Jollibee bought it because may recall na. So they just work on the brand. They give it different sets of product, different kind of marketing. But because na ando na yung recall, so that's the reason why they bought Greenwich actually. So ganun, you can reinvent, basta ano lang, just hold on to your business lang. And you don't really have to stop. Unless talaga na you have to go out of the country and mag-ano ka na, iba talaga ng career. So, well, give it to your friend or ano. But you can always come back. It's like your plan B na pang ano mo, when you retire someday. It's a good thing that you have something to do when you retire.
All right. So unfortunately, thank you again, Ma'am Arlene, for your sharing. Your business skills really is admiring and inspiring to all of us. But I'm sorry to Annalie Kajao that we cannot cater already your question. However, Ma'am Arlene has already gave some advices with regards to your question earlier. I'm going now to proceed to the last question from Vanji Niedo of Malay College. Good afternoon, ma'am. Thank you for sharing your business experience. I admire you a lot. My question po, since your business is successful, if ever may interested nga na mag-resell sang imong product, do you accept resellers?
Yes, no problem with that. We actually make we customize actually for other souvenir sellers. Like we can design and make product for you just for your own brand, and we cannot sell it. We cannot. Yes, we do that also. Like ano lang parang ano lang kami, parang subcon, something like that. But we can do that. We can do that. Yes, no problem.
Okay, ma'am, that is noted. Thank you so much again. We only have limited time for our open forum session with Ma'am Arlene. So that will be our final question. And that is all for today. Thank you, participants, for being so active in our open forum session. I hope your knowledge and insights have been expanded by this webinar and by the sharing of Ma'am Arlene Infante. Thank you so much, Ma'am Arlene.
Yes, thank you. If
for
you
sharing
if you
your-
happen to be in Bacolod, you drop by the A&P hub, and
Yes, ma'am, we
you
would
will see all
love
the
that
products
too.
there. Oh.
Gusto
Yeah.
talaga namin yan, ma'am.
Very
The
inspiring.
information you have. Yes, ma'am.
We have so many second generation second generation,
Mhm.
third generation entrepreneurs from old na mga
Wow.
members namin. Yung mga anak nila, they put up their own product lines. Yung iba, they just continued they continue the business, the family business. But very ngayon, the second, third generation, very young na. Very young.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's so nice. The information you have imparted with us, Ma'am Arlene, will surely help us improve in the field of business. Will help us really very helpful and inspiring gid po, Ma'am Arlene. At this point, I will now turn over to our Master of Ceremony, Doki Jet, for the continuation of the program.
Thank
Doki
you,
Jet. Doki Sai.
Okay,
So-
I will just
It
I will
seems
just
that Doki
continue.
Chet is not around, so Doki
Okay.
Marichek, you can proceed with the
Okay,
presentation
okay.
po of the certificate and documentation. Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Duki Santarania. That's so interactive and informative. And I'm sure our participants learned a lot from our open forum. Once again, good afternoon. Let me read the citation first before presenting our certificate of appreciation to our brilliant resource speaker. Republic of the Philippines, State Universities and Colleges, Guimaras State University, Graduate School Program, Doctor of Management in Business Administration, McLean, Buena Vista, Guimaras. Certificate of Appreciation is hereby presented to Ms. Arlene A. Infante for the gift of time and expertise as resource speaker during the webinar on local and international business administration and management information system with the topic Business Resiliency, How and Small Businesses Survive the Pandemic and Ease into Pandemic Recovery, the ANP Experience, held on January 28, 2023 via Zoom, presented and given this 20th day of January 2023. Signed, Mr. Marley A. Sator, AR, LPT, MM, our webinar chairperson, Sybil Ann A. Ramirez, CGSP, MBE, HTM, LPT, our webinar co-chairperson, signed by Doc Genevieve Montes, ADD, PhD, BM, DMBA 501 and 502 Professor, Ms. Annalyn A. Hanaban, DMBA HRM, DMBA Program Head, and Early A. Martyr, PhD, our Dean of School, Graduate Schools. Thank you so much, Ma'am Arlene A. Infante, for your very insightful talk.
Thank you very much.
And now, we will proceed to photo opportunity with this at this juncture. We will go ahead and take some time for our group photo opportunity. Please open your camera in order to participate in our photo opportunity with our source speaker, guests, and participants. The first slide will be our starting point. Okay, please open your camera first. We have 11 slides. First slides, Miss Malay College, Mr. Rolando, can you open your camera? And Charmaine, I need your assistance on this, Miss Santarania, Doki Santa. Okay, we'll take this
Yes,
first
Doc.
slide. Okay, first slide first. Open your camera. Next, second slide. Please open your camera, Miss Erica de la Cruz. Okay, done.
Yes, Doc.
Third slide. Please open your camera. Miss Julian Prado, please open. Okay. Done, Doki.
Yes, Doc.
Okay. Fourth slide. Please open your camera. Okay, please open your camera. Fourth slide. Malay from Malay. Please open your camera. Okay. Done. Doki Santa.
Yes, Doc.
Okay. Fifth slide. Please open your camera. Miss Elsie Jordan. Please open your camera. Sir Chet. Ma'am Banji. Please open your camera.
Open mo daw yung camera nyo.
Please open your camera. Yes. Fifth. Okay. Open your camera. Mr. Felix Michael from EDU San Miguel Leyte, Marley Agner, please open your camera. Malay College. Open your camera, please. Okay, Doki.
Yes,
Done,
Doki.
Doki. Sixth slide.
Panel, please.
Sixth panel. Okay, open your camera. Open your camera, please. Sixth panel. Six slides. Open your camera. Okay. Done. Okay, Doki. Open
Yes,
your camera,
Doki.
please. Okay, okay. 7 slide.
Walang camera
Open your camera.
naka-on.
Walang camera. Open your camera. Are you still there? 7 slide. Open your camera, please. 7 slide. Are you still there? Done, Doki.
Yes,
Walang
Doki.
naka-open.
Walang
8.
naka-open hanggang
Please
9.
open your camera. 8 slide. Please open your camera. Okay, Doki. Please take a shot.
Yes, Doki, done.
Okay. Let's go to 9th slide. Open your
Yes,
camera,
Doki.
please. Done.
Yes, Doki.
Slide. Open your camera. And last slide.
Yes, Doki.
Thank you, Doki. And so let's go get on with that. Please, could you help me? Just a friendly reminder, my dear participants, in order to receive your certificate of participation, please click the link we sent to your Zoom chat box. Take a moment to answer the questions for our e-evaluation of our resource speaker, and then hit submit. Thank you. Back to you, Doki Jet. Hi, Jet.
Okay, so I think Doki Jet is not around, so I will just introduce our guest speaker. Vibrant and blessed afternoon to one and all. It is with great honor and privilege to introduce to you our third and final guest speaker in today's webinar. She is also known as LCEO. Elsie is the CEO and the founder of Elsie Group of Companies. She is a self-taught entrepreneur who wants to contribute to positive change in the community. Her goal is to instill an entrepreneurial mindset so that more people can have the freedom of time. She is also a mom of two, a daughter and an older sister to her biological and non-biological sisters, her friends and partners. She is all of this while running the businesses she started. Her entrepreneurial journey began with making handmade crafts, which reached everywhere around the globe. She went back to the Philippines and ventured into the food business, the Purple Beetle Cafe. After that, she started exploring more companies that can help her provide for her family and help her extend a hand to the community. She is the CEO, founder, marketing director of Elsie Group of Companies, which include the Purple Beetle Enterprise, Purple Beetle Cafe Corporation, Bright Sky Travel and Tours, Vibrant Wellness Training Corporation, Hello Express Parcel Handling Services, Limitless Creative Marketing Corporation, Laser Colorworks Printing Corporation, Leading Cluster IT Solutions Corporation, Ledger Consultancy Company. She's also the Vice President of the JPDM Manuf Business Solutions Company and the authorized partner of J&T Express. Ladies and gentlemen, help me in welcoming our distinguished guest speaker, Mrs. Elsie Jordan L. Blanco. Let us give her a virtual round of applause.
Thank you so much, Ma'am May, for that wonderful introduction. Good afternoon, everyone. It's a pleasure for me, and it's such a great honor to be a distinguished guest speaker for today's webinar. And the topic that was given or being discussed today is very timely, and it's relevant to the business that we are running, which is Vibrant Wellness Trading Corporation. To present my journey with Vibrant, which is in connection with today's discussion, may I please request for access to do a screen sharing, ma'am? I do have slides to share po.
Miss Elsie, you are already the co-host po, so you can already share your PowerPoint presentation.
Okay, thank you. Ito po. Okay lang. Yung ito po sa third lang po. Bali fish po from finger. Okay po. Can you see the screen po?
Yes po, Miss Elsie.
When I was given the topic a few weeks before po, and I was informed that I'll be doing my sharing for international business developments, covering best practices and challenges in the new normal. I was very excited that time because this topic is, as I've mentioned, is very relevant to the business that we are doing, which is a Vibrant Wellness. So other than Vibrant, I'm also doing other businesses po, under LC Group of Companies, and this includes businesses of different industries, like a food business, a travel and tours business, which is a business to customers business, and then the rest of the businesses that I do are B2B businesses, which is business to business categories, and they are all linked together so that each business can support each other. And that's what I realized during the time of the pandemic, na dapat talaga your business is strong enough to be sustainable and can withstand the problems that usually any business might encounter. But of course, pandemic is a different story. So talagang kailangan very resilient, and kailangan very strong yung purpose natin sa ginagawa nating business para magtuloy-tuloy pa. And the concept of international business development is all about expanding your business in different countries or global territories. So kailangan talaga you are also prepared and well-versed to the business that you are doing. Otherwise, expanding a business locally is really hard. And what more if i-expand po natin siya sa ibang bansa. So allow me po to share what I have learned along the course of Vibrant Wellness journey in the span of 3 years. Since we are already a pandemic-born business, hindi po mahirap sa amin. It's not hard for us to know what's the situation that the business is facing. Kasi by that time that we opened Vibrant, there's already a looming pandemic. So that during 2020, it was February po when we started. So there was a looming pandemic. It wasn't announced pa that it is actually a pandemic. Pero that time medyo alam na namin na somehow it was quite a wrong wrong season. Parang that time when we started our business, I was thinking maybe it is not the right timing, it was the wrong season during that time kasi we started February, then after that biglang na-announce na pandemic. But I realized having a strong purpose, hindi po natin pwede. Katulad, I've listened to Ma'am Arlene's discussion earlier, and I was so inspired, and I was like listening to a person with the same mindset as me, na talagang hindi ka pwedeng sumuko. Hindi mo pwedeng isuko yung business mo as long as you know what you're doing, you know your purpose. So that time when the pandemic hit the world, I was thinking what Vibrant wants to do. If you are an entrepreneur, kailangan kasi pag nagbi-business ka, you have to know your purpose, or you have to know what is the problem na meron yung mundo na gusto mong solusyonan. Usually, those people are the ones who really find success in the field of entrepreneurship kasi alam nila kung ano yung gusto talaga nilang gawin. So, in the case of Vibrant, when we started, I was I was just thinking I wanted to offer help to people. So the tagline of Vibrant is a life of good well-being and positivity, truly vibrant wellness. So during that time, I was very sure na gusto kong makatulong sa mga tao, but there was pandemic. So I was thinking, paano pa din ako makakatulong sa mga tao even though there's a pandemic. So there were challenges during that time, 2020, during the peak of during the hard lockdown or pandemic po. So it was really a matter of decision making kasi kami yung company nakaka-start pa lang. So parang February nag-start ka, March biglang nag-pandemic. So it was like isarado ko na lang kaya. Siguro hindi pa ganoon katagal yung na-invest mo for that specific business or yung effort na nabigay mo. So it was better to quit than to go actually during that time. Kasi parang kung tutuloy-tuloy ko to, pandemic, ano yung what can I gain, what can I benefit, or what can I earn kung ang punta lang din is pandemic. So if hindi buo yung puso mo, better isara na lang. Pero I was so sure dun sa ginagawa ko, alam na alam ko po, gusto ko makatulong. So I was leading the board of director and the leaders that we have during that time, and I said, sige, tuloy natin to, and whatever it takes, hindi tayo susuko, and let's see kung saan tayo dadalhin ang journey natin. So by the time when we started, wala pa po kaming office. We had no office. It took us 8 months to be able to have our office and warehouse na pwede talagang puntahan ng tao. So for 8 months, we do our business in our house. So kasama kami sa garage culture na tinatawag na mga nag-umpisa ng business sa garahe nila or sa bahay lang nila. So Vibrant was one of those companies who started humbly from our home, and doon po namin lahat na ginagawa. The admins were there, the team who is in charge of logistics were there, and after 8 months of working so hard, we finally had our office in Lipa City. So that's our office po, and the rest is history. So that history is the history I want to share sa inyo kung paano po namin nagawa yung journey ni Vibrant and why Vibrant still exists up to this day. Bakit patuloy na lumalaban si Vibrant? Bakit still resilient and very strong si Vibrant? Naikip po yung business, and of course, that business that started from our home, from our garage and our dining table, in a span of 3 years, we managed to reach different territories abroad, and naka-form po si Vibrant ng community na talagang hindi lang po sa isang continent or sa isang bansa, but we managed to reach more than 50 countries because of the best practices that we did amidst the challenges sa new normal. So yun po, in connection with our topic, kasi si Vibrant, as I've said, very fitting siya dun sa concept ng international business development, because international business development is the process of creating and executing a business plan that will allow the organization to establish business in the global market. So the goal is to build a community and expand operations in new and existing markets around the world. This will result in increase of revenue and profits for the company. So this is how I understand or how I define international business development from our own point of view doing the Vibrant business. So this is what exactly unfold po as we do the Vibrant business in the span of 3 years since we started. So to share the timeline on how we were able to expand our businesses in different territories, as I mentioned po, we started in February, and then March, bigla nag-lockdown, and then it's a matter of decision to stop or to keep on going. But we keep doing the business. Naniwala po kami sa ginagawa namin. So by May, we just accept orders, we just resume the operations, and talagang it was really a struggle. Ang hirap po during that time, but as we go along the way, talagang we can say that pandemic was not actually a hindrance, but an opportunity for people who wanted to do business na kahit gaano kakahirap, doon mo masusukat talaga kung gaano kakatibay. So parang naging ano siya, naging oportunidad siya para sa mga taong gustong sukatin talaga kung hanggang saan ka mo i-go yung business mo. So for me, the pandemic helped us in a way na mas madami kaming na-realize na pwede pang gawin. And it's because of the purpose and the culture that we want to establish amidst the pandemic. So by May 2020 up to present, we have gained a popularity as a pandemic-proof business, and people started to see its great potential both in health and business. So nagtuloy-tuloy po yung negosyo na ginagawa namin, and as of our present time, we have 170,000 community members across the globe in over 65 countries. So we started the company small po, and we started the company with discussing it to just 30 people. So imagine 30 people lang po ang nakinig sa amin, and maybe because we have the right product, the right tools, and the right people na kasama sa business, yan po yung naging ticket namin para mapalaki yung business not just in the Philippines but also abroad. So how did we expand the business po? First, we started the business po sa local syempre local business setting muna, kasi kailangan mag-ingay muna yung business mo locally. Parang this to be well accepted by the people in your area, and through their feedbacks, malalaman mo kung ano yung dapat mong i-improve sa products mo, sa business mo before you explore bigger territories. Kasi syempre, dito muna po namin yan sinimulan. During the first 3 months ni Vibrant, puro local business center offices po yung nakaka-deal namin, but in just 3 months, nag-umpisa na din po unti-unti during that time yung mga international inquiries. So ang bilis din po dumamin yung mga international partners ni Vibrant, and it's because we have identified kung paano po namin papalakasin yung business in terms of product distribution in different territories. So si Vibrant po, when we started, sinimulan namin sa pag-identify kung paano namin i-group yung mga territories ni Vibrant na business center offices, and of course, meron din po kami mga stockists. So for stockists, we opted na 1 per barangay. And then for business center offices, it depends on the size of the province and then po sa population. So may mga area na mas madaming BCO, may mga area naman po na mas konti. But upon assessing kung ano yung pwede natin gawin dito sa Pilipinas, hindi ibig sabihin malilimit lang yung kapasidad natin dito sa bansa natin. Of course, the world has bigger opportunities para po introduce yung mga gusto natin introduce na products. So because maganda po yung feedback sa products locally, we started doing the assessment kung maganda pa talaga siya i-push sa ibang bansa. So the first thing we did is we assess the international market visibility. So dyan po namin inisip na acceptable ba yung products, magustuhan kaya yung products namin sa ibang bansa, even other nationalities, would they order our products, will they support our product, i-patronize ba nila yung mga products ni Vibrant. So those things keep coming dun sa isip ko before when I was doing the international market planning. So kasi if you have a plan, definitely you have to execute it. Mahirap po na hanggang plan lang tayo. Your business will not flourish if yung plan mo will not manifest dun sa talagang execution. So execution is very important sa pag-expand ng business or pagpapalaki ng business sa ibang bansa. So as you see this screen, these are the countries or territories na na-touch po ni Vibrant. So some has small community or small orders pa lang po. Yung iba has quite bigger community, for example, USA and UAE, mas malalaki yung community and mas malalaki yung orders. So iba-iba po yung range or demand per territory. But in each territory, we managed to touch base by introducing po the products. So we managed to find stockists po in different continents, and we have here the list of countries na meron pong presence si Vibrant and may mga distributors si Vibrant. So after assessing, what we did is we market expansion planning. We did market expansion planning and we created effective strategies. So ano po yung mga ginawa namin during that time para mapalaki po or ma-introduce? So first thing is yung products. So kailangan, if you want to explore the bigger market like USA po or other countries, you have to make sure that your products can compete pagdating po sa ibang bansa. So of course, being our products are proudly Philippine made, ayan po ay gawang Pinoy, at masasabi natin that we are really supporting our local communities from farmers to workers. That's one selling point po na proudly ginagawa namin during that time na ini-introduce po namin si Vibrant sa mga tao. Talagang we always say that Vibrant is a Philippine brand. So everything is proudly made in the Philippines, and by having that concept, ang dami pong mga Pilipino sa ibang bansa ang tumangkil kasi they wanted to feel connected sa Pilipinas, and it's also because of the new normal. So during that time, yung mga tao hindi basta-basta nakakauwi sa Pilipinas, na-lock sila sa mga borders nila, hindi po sila basta makauwi, they can't decide. So parang having Philippine brand and community na sila yung lalapit sa'yo, yun po yung nakatulong sa pagpapalaki ng Vibrant business. Kasi imagine even if you're in different country, feeling the love of the Vibrant community na nasa iba-iba din pong part ng mundo, and yung mga products ay gawang Pinoy, talagang people feels closer to home. So yun po yung isa sa naging effective strategy namin. And then we do Zoom training po during that time. Continuously like this, we do weekly trainings that hindi po talaga namin tinigilan hanggat hindi lumalaki ang family ni Vibrant abroad. So because the products are really promising, we made sure na yung mga products na pinapadala po natin or ginagawa natin are essentials or relevant po sa daily life ng mga tao. So these are products that are designed for daily consumption. For example, po coffee, people drink coffee every day. So if the coffee that they are drinking can't be found doon sa bansa na meron sila, na doon sila, yun po yung parang pinaka-selling point or effective marketing strategy na ginawa namin. So we develop products that are first in the market. Kahit tingnan niyo po ito, meron kaming Vibrant cereal mix na ang flavor ay talagang gawang Pinoy, pandan, sweet corn, and ube. So we keep promoting our country kung ano yung talagang masasabi natin ka-proud sa Pilipinas. Ini-incorporate po natin yan sa produkto, and when we distribute our products abroad, kung yung iba ang hilig sa mga imported products or mga tatak international, si Vibrant, we stay true to our goal na i-promote po talaga yung kung ano yung the best sa bansa natin. And it made doing business easier kasi tinangkilik po yung concept na yun. So we also make products po na, of course, because of that concept na Philippine made siya, we have to also make sure na yung products na ginagawa natin are essentials, like supplements. For example po, vitamin C was really helpful during the time na nagkakaubusan po sa tindahan ng mga vitamin C. So until now po, people, we are now living in the new normal. Yung mga tao talagang health conscious. So isa po yan sa effective marketing strategy na ano yung mga produkto na sa tingin natin hinahanap ng mga tao, and not just they are looking for it, they need it because they want to feel they want to make sure na they are preventing na magkaroon sila ng sakit katulad ng mga naranasan natin in the past years. So, mas naging open yung mga tao ngayon na magdagdag or gumastos. Before kasi people are quite conservative, parang ayaw bumili ng healthier options because they might be higher prices, pero dumating sa point na talagang lahat tayo, kahit po naman po ako, hindi ako papayag na hindi tayo umiinom ng mga vitamins na magpapalakas ng katawan natin. So that's marketing strategy. So we offer first in the market products, essential products and wellness products like this po. For example, yung mga tao po sa new normal are more anxious or mas madaming tao yung parang nagkaroon ng depression or nagkaroon ng anxiety. So, we target the wellness line din po, yung tipong magre-relax sa mga tao, magbibigay sa'yo ng comfort. So, yun po yung mga effective marketing strategies na inalign namin sa ano yung kailangan ng mga tao during the new normal. And of course, kung ano yung willing sila na spend. Kasi ngayon yung spending habits natin also are different. Parang mas pipiliin mo talaga na i-keep yung money mo and make sure na yung paggagastusan mo is really worth it. So, imagine po even sa perfume line namin, we keep promoting our country. So, ayan po, makikita nyo yung touch of Philippines talaga sa mga products po na ginagawa natin. And even the ingredients, we make sure po na talagang maipagmalaki sa lahat. So next, yan po yung mga products ni Vibrant just in case you are interested or may mga ma-curious po kung ano yung pwedeng i-business. These are all products that are available for distributorship. So next po is complying to international legalities and requirements per territory. So this is really important. So if you are doing business, you cannot expand your business without proper legalities. Dito pa lang po sa Pilipinas, you have to be aware kung ano yung mga business legalities na kailangan meron ng isang negosyo. Kasama na dyan yung mga DTI, SEC, BIR, FDA if you are selling products, especially po mga food and supplements to. So we have to make sure na registered po, halal certifications, registered po sa Pilipinas. But it doesn't mean kapag yung products mo register sa Pilipinas, it doesn't mean register na din siya sa ibang bansa. So isa po to sa naging challenge namin on how we are going to saturate the bigger market kasi each country, they have their own requirements and legalities. For example, yung FDA ng Pilipinas is not the same sa FDA ng US, not the same sa FDA ng Dubai or FDA ng iba-ibang bansa. So we have to keep doing research. Talagang along the way, inaral po namin ano yung kailangan para makapagpasok po ng mga products sa US. We have labeling requirements, ano yung mga requirements sa mga nutritional facts, supplemental facts, and everything. So if you're going to do business abroad, it's one thing na kailangan nyo talaga pong tutukan kasi your business will not flourish if sa isang order pa lang or pangalawang order, magsa-stop na yung business and then hindi na ulit makakapag-ship because the regulating bodies or yung mga regulations po nila doon is hindi ka compliant. So Vibrant is proud to say na kami naman po in each territory, we as much as we can, we make sure na in proper compliance po yung mga label, registered po yung mga products, well-informed din po yung mga distributors na kailangan nilang mag-register ng business if they are doing business there, they need to secure their own business legalities as well. So, yun po. And, ayun, and because we are diligent pagdating po sa bagay na yan, talagang ang dami pong territories ang narating ni Vibrant. And hanggang ngayon po, we are continuously catering different countries. And tuloy-tuloy po yung orders because we made sure na properly registered po yung mga products ni Vibrant. So as you can see po, what started from our home managed to flourish in different parts of the world, at madami pong tao ang natulungan ni Vibrant to have better health. Of course, these are healthier options of our usual consumptions. Pangalawa, nakatulong po si Vibrant for people to embrace entrepreneurship kasi they are doing business at the comfort of their own home. So home-based business po ang pinoprovide ni Vibrant. So next, by providing international assistance and innovating tools and strategies. So ang ginagawa po namin to be able to saturate the market, kailangan may innovation. Of course, yung mga tao po, they're always on the go, especially po ngayon, lahat sa mobile phone na lang po nagtatrabaho. So, we created a platform which is a Vibrant mobile app so that our distributors, our stockists, and our business center offices can access their business anytime, anywhere. So we focus po sa concept na si Vibrant is an online business kasi new normal na tayo, talagang lahat na lang online. Kung mapapansin niyo po, everything from deliveries of our food documents, everything, lahat po sa online application na natin ginagawa. So we also did an enhancements to our system, which is a multi-currency dashboard to allow people in different countries to see kung magkano po yung income nila in their own currency. So it's really about being flexible sa kung ano pong demand ng market. And lastly po, what we did is, I think this is the most important kung paano po namin napalaki yung business here and abroad, is by building a purposeful community and good company culture in the new normal. So yun nga po, because nasa new normal na po tayo, we can't use the same approach or strategy during those time na pre-pandemic era pa, yung wala pang pandemic. Hindi na po siya ganon ka-effective today. So we have to know kung paano nyo i-atake yung market. So for us, as I've said, talagang online po namin ginawa. And then nung nag-ease out na yung mga borders, nung pwede nang lumabas, doon po kami nag-umpisa na magbigay ng oras sa mga face-to-face events and face-to-face meetings with our distributors. But after that, still kailangan nyo ng sustainability. So you need to keep in touch. And how are you gonna keep in touch? By building a community. So we teach people to interact with each other. So kahit po yung mga distributors namin sa US, they are friends with our distributors in Europe. They are friends with our distributors in the Middle East and Asia. So it's like finding a community where you are well loved and accepted because pareho po kayo ng mindset or goals. So that's the 5 things na I've highlighted na nakatulong po sa amin to build international business and mas surpass lahat ng challenges amidst the pandemic and mag-adapt dun sa new normal environment. So that's my slides for the discussion po, and if you have questions po, please feel free po to ask. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Miss Elsie.
Hello, am I audible?
Thank you so much, Miss Elsie. So at this juncture, we will now have the open forum and Q&A with our webinar and finance chairperson, Sister Marley A. Satur AR, LPTMM. I'm sure a lot of our participants right now are very curious and very interested with Vibrant and of course with your ventures internationally. Sister?
Okay, thank you, Sai, Dr. Sai. Thank you. All right. Thank you, Mom Elsie, Jordan Blanco, for that very insightful talk. We learned a lot from your talk, actually. So I'm sure that all the participants have learned so many things from you this afternoon. All the best practices in your venture, in your business, and the challenges that you have encountered are very useful in business development, both here and abroad. So at this juncture, we will have the open forum to our guest speaker. Participants, you may, when you ask questions, please don't forget to click the raise your hand button, or you may also write your questions in the chat box. So we start. Here's the first question, Ma'am Elsie, for you from my classmate, Doki Santa. Ma'am Elsie, can you give us some insights to the startup entrepreneurs on how to engage their business internationally?
For startup entrepreneurs, actually si Vibrant po when we started, it's a startup business as well. So one thing I've noticed is that people nowadays are into technology. So with whatever it is that you are selling, for example, you are selling garments or you are selling service or selling, for me, I'm selling health, beauty, and wellness products. You have to be adaptable and flexible sa current trends po ng market. So for startup entrepreneurs, it is really important to focus on sales and marketing. How will your brand be recognized here and abroad? So branding speaks so much of your brand. So dapat you have a branding that really connects, really can connect to the market. So first, sa company name pa lang, it has to be something na magki-click sa mga tao. Even po the visual, for example, the logo or how you are posting your photos and content in your social media platforms, dapat it's something that will connect to the people. And once your brand is recognized or people can connect to it, I'm sure it's easier for them to support whatever it is that you are selling, because it is already a barrier para po sa mga tao. If in the first place, your branding is not relatable, or for example, you have health, beauty, and wellness branding, but products, but the branding is quite far dun sa binebenta, so mas madali po. So for us, like for example, vibrant means full of energy and life. So we thought of creating a branding that will really make people curious kung ano yung ino-offer ni Vibrant that will make them energetic and lively and vibrant. So that's it po.
Thank you, Ma'am Elsie, for that very comprehensive answer. Here's another question from our chat box from Sir Allen Oman of Colegio de Santa Rita de San Carlos Incorporated. Good afternoon, Ma'am Elsie. The world is big, and when it comes to business, everyone is intertwined. Whether or not you produce and sell goods internationally, global business impacts every organization. So how can you, as a business owner, CEO, or employee, stay informed and find your organization's place in the global market? What are some common challenges to consider and suggestions for how you can prepare or to have a vibrant, more equitable market economy? It's quite long, ma'am.
Okay, thank you, Joseph Allen, for that question. Yes, indeed, napakalaki ng ng mundo natin, and doing business, although there are millions of businesses established na, anyone can start a business, and paano tayo makaka-connect is you need to be informed. That's right. So for me, starting a business, you have to know kung ano yung isang place, specifically kung ano yung place mo dun sa market. So for me, I identify immediately what industry I'll be penetrating. So for me, health, beauty, and wellness category, kailangan inform ka dun sa line mo so that when there's something new or when there's something na mag-i-impact doon sa businesses, you are already aware kung ano yung magiging impact niya doon sa business mo. For example, before I was doing Vibrant, I was doing travel and business, travel and tours business. So that business definitely is one of the business na talagang itinumba nung nag-pandemic. So all the borders were closed, talagang hindi mo alam kung kailan ka ulit makakabalik. So and because of that, na natutunan ko na kailangan you have to be aware kung sino talaga yung market mo. So I keep thinking, ano yung market or ano yung business na gagawin ko na kahit may pandemic or kahit may calamities or anything na tatama sa mundo, kaya pa ding tumakbo. So Vibrant is the answer to that question. So I keep doing research, I keep checking kung ano yung pwedeng gawin. So dapat well-informed tayo sa mga nangyayari by, of course, being up to date. I read news, I watch, syempre yung mga pinapanood natin, dapat yung educational talaga or nakakatulong sa business natin. Interaction with other entrepreneurs are also highly recommended. If you are a CEO of a business, huwag tayong mahihiya na makipag-interact sa iba-iba ding CEO. We don't see them as competitors. We see them as parang collaborations yung ginagawa mo. So that aware ka din what are the challenges, what are the problems na nararanasan din nila as CEO of other businesses. And kahit yung mga CEOs din who has the same industry as mine, I also connect and keep in touch with them to be aware. So yung mga problems na na-encounter natin that will impact the business, there's inflation, not just pandemic, ang dami niyan. Tumataas yung mga gasolina, yung sibuyas, ang mahal na, something like that. You really need to be aware. Kasi if, for example, yung sibuyas mahal, yung product mo gumagamit ng sibuyas, anong gagawin mo? It's something like that. For example, sa amin po, tumaas yung gasolina and Vibrant offers free shipping to all our distributors, all our stockists, all our business center offices. So imagine we offer free shipping, but hindi namin kontrolado yung cost of shipping because it keeps going up. So ang ginawa po namin is we identify ano yung pwedeng squeeze. Kung dati daily delivery kami, ginawa namin once a week. If kaya nga na twice lang in a month, just to make sure na hindi tatamaan yung business natin, because it really is about numbers. Kagaya ng sinabi ni Ma'am Arlene kanina, business is a game of up and down, but the bottom line is your sales must be higher than your expenses. So kailangan talaga ano man yung problema na nararanasan natin, be it internal or external, kailangan i-adapt mo yung sistema na ginagawa ng business mo. And that's the only way to survive and make your business sustainable.
Thank you, Ma'am Elsie. Actually, Ma'am, I'm so thankful that you accepted our invitation to be one of our speakers. Honestly, this is my first time to hear about Vibrant products. And now I am curious. So I will start looking for your product, Ma'am, in the market.
Thank you po.
Okay, we have another question from my classmates from the graduate school, from Doki Mainen. Ma'am Elsie, what is the greatest challenge that you have encountered in the operation of your business, both locally and abroad?
Businesses are really prone to challenges. I've been in the business industry for almost 8 years, and I can say it's all about challenges. Katulad ng shinare ng ibang speakers, you will pick and then you will encounter talaga going down. So it's a game of up and down, and buti nga kung mag-up ka, mag-down ka, mag-up ka ulit. So it's actually about staying afloat. Kailangan palagi kang buhay, palagi kang humihinga pagdating sa business mo kasi hindi siya madali. That's the reason why only small percentage of people in the world are entrepreneurs kasi talagang punong-puno siya ng challenges. So, ang dami ko pong na-encounter na challenges doing businesses. From the food business, of course, nadyan yung pandemic. Sa travel and tourist business, nadyan yung pandemic to the point na talagang hindi na kayang tumakbo ng business mo. But I guess the biggest challenges I face is having people question your intention and purpose. Kasi minsan you will encounter rejection sa business. For example, I am offering products and no matter how hard or how much you give an effort para ipakita yung mga products na binebenta mo, ipakita sa kanila, oh, these are really effective. This coffee made me slim, pumayat ako dyan, naging healthy ako dyan, gumanda yung katawan ko dyan, there will be non-believers pa din. So I think that's one of the biggest challenge na palagi natin ma-encounter sa business. The non-believers, people who will not believe in your purpose, people who will question your intent, people who will question your purpose. That's the biggest challenge kasi these are the people who will question your own intent. So pag yung mga tao hindi naniniwala sa'yo, ang tendency kasi ikaw mismo sa sarili mo mag-doubt ka. So yung challenges, for example, like the pandemic, tumaas yung pandemic, may solusyon dyan. Think of businesses na kailangan ng tao during the pandemic. Tumaas yung gasolina, sige, adjust mo yung shipping fee, taasan mo yung shipping fee. Let people know na ganito, mag-increase yung price ng mga product mo. There's always a solution in every problem. In all the circumstances na meron sa business, palagi siyang may solution. And that's what business is, finding solutions in every problem. But the hardest problem that you will encounter and will never find a solution outside is your own decision kung paano mo i-handle yung business mo. So, I think yun yung biggest challenge. Yung may mga tao na question sa'yo which may make you doubt also kung kaya mo pa ba, gusto mo pa ba, ipaglalaban mo pa ba yung business mo, will you keep going, or ayaw mo na. So, as long as that biggest challenge, yun yung biggest challenge eh. The question is, will you keep pursuing your business? As long as yes, despite the challenges, I'm pretty sure we can all be successful entrepreneurs in our own rights tayo. Kasi whatever it is, for your heart, for your soul, for your hard work sa isang business, hanggat binibigay mo yung effort and dedication mo, I'm sure magiging successful yan. Imposibleng walang resulta yung sipag at hard work given the right opportunity na gagawin mo para maging successful ang isang business.
That is very true, ma'am. No matter how you exert effort and you do your best to improve your business, there are always people na hahanapan ka lagi ng mga reasons na to put you down. Okay, so there's another question, ma'am, in follow-up question to similar question to that from Cyber and Ramirez of graduate school in Primera State University Graduate School. Knowing that there were
Sister.
yes.
Okay. Can I ask my question personally lang po,
Okay,
sister?
sure, very sure.
Thank you, good sister. Hello, Miss Elsie.
Hi, ma'am.
We're very quite inspired with your story and how you were able to push through Vibrant, even though you started in the midst of the pandemic. And not only that, I'm a graduate school student, I'm also a teacher, and I have several business administration students here who are aspiring to become like you, Miss Elsie, who become like successful in the future or start their own business or hopefully become a CEO of their own company. Now, I would just like to ask Miss Elsie, is there any like tips that you can share to students who are very hesitant at first, knowing that business takes a lot of risk, that's a lot of challenges, and you will never know if you will peak ba, or the consumers will eat your business up ba. So do you have any like tips for hesitant students who aspire to become successful but are really afraid pa to take risk or to start their own business?
Thank you, ma'am, for that question. I can relate dun sa sinasabi niyo po, ma'am, na yung mga mag-uumpisa pa lang because I was that person 8 years ago before I became a CEO of